Please welcome to the stage, a very funny, the hilarious Kyle Bottom!
Oh, thank you. I banged it. Hey everyone, my name's Kyle Bottom. I'm married, and most of the people who came to my wedding gave us cash as a gift. And I just gotta say, it's so nice when people read the invitation, right? Oh, that's what we wanted. After the wedding, my wife added up all the gifts we got, and she was amazed. She was like, Kyle, can you believe that collectively our friends gave us $7,000? And I was like, whoa, that means they only owe us $11,000. Do you have any idea how expensive that party was? If you were at my wedding, I am running a bill for you in my brain right now. And when you invite me to your house, I'm just subtracting from your bill, right? I go into the bathroom, roll of toilet paper. That's $1, right? Go into the kitchen, handful of almonds. Feels like $3, right? I'll weigh it when I get home just to be sure. I am thankful for that money. We used it on like a dream honeymoon. We waited about 6 months after the wedding, and my wife and I spent 2.5 weeks in Japan. And if you have never been there, I would highly recommend traveling there. It's a great place to travel. It feels a little bit magical, right? And a lot of the magic is technology, right? Like you ride the bullet train, it goes super fast. It feels a little bit like the Hogwarts Express. Especially because a lady does come by with a snack cart and you cannot distinguish what the snacks are. So are they wizard snacks? Right? No, they're just a weird flavor of Pocky you've never had. But still, it feels great. I'll tell you this right now. We have caught up to Japan in a lot of technology ways. Like our phones are pretty much on par with theirs. But where we have not caught up is in the bathroom. Japanese toilet seats are so remarkably advanced, it makes us look like we are living in the 1800s over here. Japanese toilet seats are electronically powered so that the seat can be heated at all times. Yeah, a nice warm seat to welcome your butt. We know warmth feels good on the butt. Science tells us that. That's why it's in nice cars, right? Over here in North America, we're working with thin, cold plastic toilet seats. If you sit down on a toilet in North America and it's warm, that's a bad thing, right? Right? The moment your ass touches a warm seat over here, you stand right up. You're like, gross! You mean other people use this? But Japan's got you covered. That seat's already hot, so what do you know, right? You just sit down, you're like, this feels great. Now, because they are electronically powered, Japanese toilet seats have a little control panel next to them that has some other functions for you. One of those will play privacy sounds. How many times have you sat down in a washroom, public or private, and you get that door closed, and you're ready to let it rip? And then you become very aware of how quiet it is in that bathroom. You get self-conscious and everything just kind of like tucks back in, right? In that moment, you're like, what would I give for a bit of privacy sound, right? Like just a single speaker on the ceiling playing a guy being like, blah, 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 blah. That would cover up everything. Japan's got you covered. You press one button, you get privacy sounds like static. You press one button, it's like... You're like, anything could be going on in there. You walk out of the bathroom, people are like, were you tuning an old TV in there? You're like, I'll never tell. And there is one other button on that control panel, and it is for when you are done using the bathroom. And when you press that other button, a little tiny arm sneaks out underneath you, and you can position it so it fires a little bit of water right up Main Street. And I'm telling you right now, I'm a bit of a prude. We were there for 2.5 weeks. Took me like 3 days before I gave into curiosity, pressed that other button, right? I did not know what to think. But the moment that water touched me, I was on board. Right? I was like, I wonder what this will feel like. And I pressed that button, and next thing I knew, I was backing up into it like, yeah! Get it, Poppy! That shit felt amazing. It's like waterboarding for homophobes. You strap some guy on there in his MAGA hat. He's like, fuck you, weirdo. And you turn it on. He's like, pink's a great color. Love is love. I loved going to Japan. The only bad part of the trip was that we flew there and back on Air Canada. And I have no problem with Air Canada. I like Air Canada a lot. But because we flew there on Air Canada, it meant that over a 10-hour flight, 2 ways, we had to hear every announcement in English, French, and Japanese. 3 languages for every announcement cuts into my movie time, right? On the way home, I got a little testy. I was about this close to just standing up and yelling at a plane and being like, hey, if you don't know enough English to safely fly on an airplane, maybe you shouldn't be allowed to travel, you francophone hillbillies. Right? Do us a favor, learn 1 word, seatbelt. That's all we're asking. Take 1 English class, learn seatbelt for us, right? It means the belt on your seat. We have to translate that into French, where it means the belt of security, ceinture de sécurité. It's 3 words, 6 syllables, and that is fucking unacceptable. If you don't translate seatbelt for a French person, they'll just be sitting there like, baguette. Is like a long bread. And some of you may not like this joke. And if that's the case, maybe you're francophone. And if that's the case, do me a favor and keep your weird language on the other side of the Rocky Mountains, Froggy. Because over here on the West Coast, we speak Mandarin. Anyways, you guys have been a lot of fun. Thank you.
Kyle Bottom, ladies and gentlemen. Keep it going for Kyle Bottom.